Wave.
Das geht gut. Du musst natürlich nicht.
Six.
I'm waiting.
Come on, Jayson. Big jump. Jump. What is it? Look at him!
It's only an hour, some is like a day, some you can get the second prints for free. And you just look in the paper when I get home.
Yeah, we'll get him the belt.
I stopped at a plant place and check it up at 700, 500.
Can I videotape them on?
Yeah, this 5 kilo. You know how much 5 kilo is? What you're paying, okay? So $7 for fishing nets because you don't have it.
Well, what if we got one?
Station has to be one scoop station. Yeah, you got it.
I didn't even hook it.
Oh, you did.
The thing ate it through the gill.
Oh, you did.
Oh, okay.
What do we do if it totally swallowed it?
Oh, good one, Kelly.
There you go.
Oh.
Dann war einer dabei, der war noch nicht hier. Dachte, weil ich habe den einmal gesehen. War nicht so sicher. Da stand es
Joey, do it good.
und die Frau,
I'm
habe ich auch
trying.
gesehen. Da habe ich gekannt. Guck mal, muss ich was zeigen. Haben sie mir dann geschickt von Amerika, vergiss es. Habe ich schon einmal selber gesehen im Film. Mich hat schon ein anderer gefilmt, weil er habe da gesehen.
Oh, das ist nicht so schlecht, wenn wir nächstes Jahr wieder kommen. Wir haben eine TV.
allen Bundesländern. Was man bei der Abschreibung gern vergisst, sagt der Ratgeber Geld
It's only one potato and that's it.
One potato each.
You know
what is
What?
unter der Überschrift
I didn't hear you.
Montag.
Do you know what a potato
Notizbuch seit einer Stunde nach 10 Uhr.
No, darling.
Not that way
Der
then.
Landtag von
Only
Fuhr hat
like
heute
that.
alles aus den Bundesländern
That is easy not to. Innsbruck.
Tattoo on his head.
Hi! Lucy! Hi! Does Maddie still jump?
Winners Ferguson. Winners of Ferguson.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, guys, look at that.
Hi.
Hello.
This is the last place in Austria, Kufstein, with a friend of mine from Poland, Leszek Rutkowski. They had a pleasant time now on a holiday in Mazur in Poland, and the boys went for a walk. I think we're going to have a beautiful day. I'm looking forward to take a couple of pictures, looking forward to get back home. And this is the street on Sunday. And then you can see here right in the top there, it's a beautiful castle. Right in the top of the rock. And that's what the kids gonna go. 12 o'clock you're gonna hear at the famous wall the music and the church, which will be played at the bottom of the mountain, will be transferred into the organs, and then you will hear across the Kufstein. Yesterday we end up with Rosenheim. Was Fall Fest, which is every year, very popular, big, under the tents, and a lot of some other spins what the boys did. And I think the ending of this training camp is going to be successful for a new coach for a B team, Jindro Meyer, and a few boys which was left in Canada to promote the ski jumping in Canada. You can see there's our group going browsing in the street on Sunday. Their plan is to go back to the castle. Beautiful fresh air. Jindro is wondering about it, you know, he's got a breakfast, he's got a coffee. Now he's wondering, you know, there's 2 more days to see his wife.
Var jag honom som lärde upp?
Can see Agnieszka's looking for bells too, you know? Ja.
Okay, hi Patricia and Christoph. The guys are sitting in this restaurant, they're eating spaghetti. And here's your family. Jeez! So, listen to this great music.
Yeah, you can go, you can go. We cannot stop the traffic.
Huh? Katzenhäusel?
Thank you, Agnieszka. Danke.
border we came through last night? City?
No.
Yeah?
I don't think so.
We're in Zachary.
Well, they used to look like that. We usually stop.
Now they look at your face and go, oh yeah, that's it. Like, ooh, oh, that's it.
Danny. Better. Jayson. Second jump now. Danny. Second jump, Jayson. Third jump here.
No tape.
Stams Saturday morning. Jayson second jump.
Yeah, going. Have fun. Still more, eh?
What's that?
Still more out.
Yeah.
What?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Go for 100.
Ne sam nastaviti, ampak do konca še ne veš, kaj bo nekaj.
Nordic Ski Club held a ski jumping meet out at Big Thunder today. 45 kids from ages 6 to 17 competed in the event, which featured 4 hills ranging from 10 meters to 64 meters. And saw 2 competitors land jumps at the K point. 10-year-old Nathan Mines timed his leap perfectly to fly 21.5 meters.
Well, I was sitting at the top and I was telling everyone I'm either going to go for 21.5 with a telemark or a 22 without, and I got 121.
Bronson Loffredo also hit the 21.5 meter mark, but he was more consistent, soaring 21 meters on his final jump. Bronson, 10 years old, then moved up to jump on the bigger 37-meter hill.
Last year I jumped the 64-meter hill, so this is just like a breeze to me now. The 20s is a breeze, and the 64 is a challenge. 30s, so.
Ontario Nordic Ski Club coach Frank Gartrell was pleased with the turnout. He says the competition was geared to all age groups.
What do you look forward to in the 120 as we speak? That wind comes up and may play more of a role than it did in the 90.
Well, definitely. The wind is picking up now, and it's going to be tough for the young jumpers. The veterans such as John Lockyer and even Jeremy Begg or Jeremy Blackburn, they should be able to handle this wind, but the young fellows will have a tough time with it.
I know that they're going to try and rush them down the hill and behind us and get it out of the way before the winds pick up. They are supposed to a bit later on today. Okay, we've been talking an awful lot about the V-style. Now, I know when you skied, which was back in the early 1800s, One thing that you did was work with the Delta style, and that was sort of an inverted V. This goes the other way. Maybe you can explain it.
Well, yeah, the V style now has come around for a number of years. What's basically happening is that the skiers are getting onto their skis quicker. The front of their body is going through the skis more, so the skier is getting into an earlier flight position, which is creating more lift. And a lot of people were thinking that maybe because the skis were wider and the body was in between the skis, that was creating the lift because there was a larger air surface that the air was catching. But in effect, it's the body is going through the skis early in the takeoff and the chest is staying low, and that's helping create the lift and cutting which helps maintain the airspeed, and the guys are really picking up then the lift down in the lower part of the flight.
Now, I understand they started this somewhere around 1984, but it was approached with skepticism by the majority of the jumpers, and only recently has it caught on.
Well, yes, especially last year at the Albertville Games, 60% of the field changed to the V-style, and now with the World Cup season halfway through, all the jumpers are using the V-style. So right now, if you're not using the V-style, you're definitely behind times, and it's the only way to go.
All right, this year on the national B team, he began jumping at the age of 8. There's a real good shot of the snow coming almost sideways at points through this 120-meter jump. Now it's 120, which means, Orst, that it is 120 meters from there.
From the takeoff. Right down to 120 meters where the red line begins and the radius of the landing hill changes. And we can see Jonathan here, he's leaning quite well over his skis. It's pretty windy out there, and you have to remember one thing, these young guys have not had too many jumps on this 120-meter hill.
First of 2 for Sapinski, 94 meters even. Next up, Daniel Kardas of Thunder Bay. Traditionally, the 17-year-old is not one of the stronger on the 120 meters. He's one of the taller jumpers physically, one of the bigger men. Does that help or hurt or make a difference at all?
Well, actually, a tall man can create a nice airfoil there, but as we can see, Danny's just holding back a little bit. There's a lot of wind out there for these young fellows, and they haven't had too many jumps on this big hill, and he's definitely a little bit nervous and tentative. And he'll just need to get a little more experience and get more jumps in on the big one.
75.5 for round 1 of 2 for Daniel Kardas of Ontario.
Jumps in on the big one.
75.5 for round 1 of 2 for Daniel Kardas of Ontario.
25 et au point, vision de l'orientation.
Thunder Bay living here as well. This is the face of Neil Mines behind the gate in the 120.
Neil is definitely inexperienced on this big hill here. I saw him earlier in the week make one of his first jumps actually on this 120-meter hill, but this wasn't a bad jump here at all for this fella. Oh, he hit the takeoff right on the end, and he's showing some aggressiveness, pushing himself over those skis, getting the nice V-style going. However, he's got to work on that telemark landing.
But a terrific performance for a first jump for Neil Mines. 98.0, and for the moment, that puts him in 4th place. Future goals include Junior Worlds and perhaps the Olympics prepares for his 2nd jump. Mines first, 98.0, but all of the rest of the competitors, with the exception of one who simply had an awful first jump, were weaker on their 2nd, and this doesn't look to be any different, Orst. Again, trouble with that wind.
Yes, definitely. I believe that the jumpers are sitting up there. They feel the wind blowing around up in the starting gate, and they're going, oh my God, it's pretty windy out here. What should I do? And the thing is, they should just try to make the same jump. And to convince yourself to do all the same things technically on the end of the takeoff when it's windy like that is very, very difficult. And especially for these young boys, it's something that they have to learn and gain experience as they get older.
98.0, the first, 82.5, the 2nd jump for Neil Mines of Ontario. 112.2 is his total, and that moves him currently into 3rd place. But we Lockyer can come through. Good start. And he's lost something there. He lost some altitude about 3/4 of the way down, and he just flat out dropped and landed at around the 115 mark, maybe not even
5 meters.
110.5. That will hand Jeremy Baig the championship, and Lockyer, with this, is in second place.
John definitely hit the takeoff right on the end, but the wind caused some big problems for John. It's really unfortunate that he has to lose those championships because of the wind.
What happened?
Well, it's like an airplane. He just hit an air pocket that there was no air there for him to continue riding on, and he just fell right out of the sky. Oh, you can see the disgust in his face, and he's really unhappy about that.
Well, Baig will win this with an aggregate of 221.5 as we have a look at that wind, which is howling a little bit at the top, and you can see the flags blowing in behind John Lockyer, who sees his Canadian championship taken away, perhaps in part by Jeremy Baig, but just as much, I would think, to be fair, also by a strong wind today.
Yeah, the wind, it really caused some problems for all the jumpers. I don't want to take anything away from Jeremy Baig, though. He held his own, had good confidence, and it was tough conditions, and he really had 2 great jumps.
The air just dropped away right in the middle.
There you go.
You see, Johnny just said the air dropped away there in the middle on him, and it's really too bad, and he's really disappointed. But I think on the other hand, he sees that Jeremy Baig is a good up-and-comer and created some great competition for him.
Well, it was a terrific finish. Not so much for this man, but certainly to watch it was very interesting as Baig, who had an outstanding 90-meter finish, also came through with a tremendous finish in the 120, and he becomes the new Canadian champion.
Welcome back to...
Getting out of
Okay. Excuse me, Slav. Okay. Yeah? Well, we're gonna have to share. You just talk to the driver.
No, I just, I said, oh, to your parents? Your parents not watching? Feet were behind and you got into the air, all right. But you're staying there, okay? So when you get out past the knoll, hey, that's all I can tell you now, because your endurance not too bad, all right? You know, you're not getting ahead of your skis, you're like behind your skis now. Your feet come out. So good angle and out from the takeoff, okay? Allie, that was a good jump. More legs though, because you're just kind of flying over your skis. I know, I felt like that.
Yeah, later on.
We're going to wait till it comes to go. Okay guys, we've had our flyby. More runners, judges.
Number 22, Chris Hill.
Jayson.
29.5 meters for Neil Mine. Kardas from Thunder Bay Ski Jumping Club. Thunder Bay Ski Jumping Club. Jumping Club.